Hello everyone, I am back today with another video. Real quick, I'll go ahead and point out that I am now 892 ELO. I played a game against someone who was rated 1055 and they requested me not to record the game, but the game was played with Marshall 2004. You also might know him as Taka or Don't Worry. But that was a nice bonus of 18 points to bring me all the way up here, and that's him actually. That's the guy I just played now. But today we are going to be in a friendly match with Gusterbuster27. Bronze Sergeant, 168 ELO, and pretty close to an even ratio, a little bit below 50%. So I'm going to go ahead and go with one of my more basic setups, because I don't need anything flashy or showy. I should just be able to use things like intuition and experience to win a game like this. Okay, well I'm going to assume he meant to scout that, and so I will just do that for him. And then I'll probably plunge in with my captain, and probably take this piece here. Alright, Lieutenant, that's an excellent piece to take with a captain if I'm looking for info, which is exactly what I'm doing. I would expect a major here, but I wouldn't be surprised to see anything all the way up to a marshal, just considering sometimes how players will or won't reveal or place their pieces. Let's go ahead and scout that, and it's a bomb. Alright, that's good to know. So we have bomb, major. That makes me think this is a general. Just right off the bat, that's what I'm thinking. And probably the spy somewhere in here. It could also be the marshal. But I'm going to go ahead and bring the colonel out here. I could have probably taken that with my captain, and I'll do so now. And it's just a scout, alright, so nothing to really worry about. But what I will do next is I will bring out this colonel, and I'm actually going to hit that. Alright, I didn't think, usually bronze players aren't going to back scouts with majors or colonels. You're usually going to see lower level pieces like around here. So that's why I hit that. Okay, whatever that piece is, I'll hit it with my captain. It could be something like a lieutenant. Actually, let me check and see if this is a bomb. No, it's not. Alright, so he's not symmetrical. Alright, so we know that sergeant. This is a front row piece, probably a lieutenant, I would assume. I'll hit that with my captain if he moves next to me. Alright, I'm not sure what this piece is, but it could be something like a colonel, because it was backing a captain. And here, it spawned here, and the captain spawned there. I'll take that. Like I said, I was expecting a general, although if that was his general, he probably would have moved the spy over. So I'm expecting marshal now. Okay, so that is his general. Alright, so that's good info. I mean, not worried about that at all. So we know his general. Maybe I'll take a quick scout here and just see what it is. Lieutenant, alright. So I'm going to want to come up probably with my captain. Alright. Interesting. So I'll come up with a major now. I am down a colonel and a captain. I am up a major and a lieutenant. We know his general. One of these two is almost certainly the spy. We know his lieutenant, sergeant, probably lieutenant or captain or something like that. And then I don't know this piece. I don't know anything in the center here, but I know all four of these have moved. So I'm going to try to bring up a lieutenant. First I'll hit that though. Excellent. Well, I'll go ahead and gain a captain there, and I will not be down that anymore. So now I am simply down a colonel, and then I am up a major, and I'm up a lieutenant. So on that note, I'll go ahead and keep bringing up this lieutenant. I will take that. It's just a scout. Okay. I figured he might have something of value, potentially, there, because the other front row piece was a scout. But he had scout, captain, probably colonel, I think, and then he had scout, sergeant. So that makes sense. Colonel could also be somewhere over here. But right now I'm just down that one colonel. I'm going to fire a scout up here. Check this piece. Colonel, just as I said. Perfect. My intuition is still spot on. But yeah. You know what? Better is to move that down, actually. I should have moved that down and taken the sergeant for info. That was kind of a blunder on my part, actually. So that's kind of annoying, but whatever, that's fine. It's definitely a better move to take that sergeant. I should have thought more about that, but I'm going to hit that, actually. Could be a colonel, but if it is, then that's fine, because I'm already up a major. Okay, so I have very good info on this guy now. being up a colonel and or down a colonel and up a lieutenant. I know his general. That makes me think this is the spy, because it was guarding the colonel as well. But we know his general, colonel. I'm expecting the marshal to be found over here somewhere. So it might be worthwhile to blitz with my general and kind of go after his colonel. So I'll probably try that. And if he allows me free access to the colonel, meaning if he just leaves it somewhere and dares me to hit, I will absolutely do that. Because even if I lose the general, then I will just transfer being down a colonel to being down a general. So let's do this, just to be sure. But I'm expecting, okay, good thing I did that. So he will be, he'll transfer being down a lieutenant to being down a captain, but that's fine for me because I didn't reveal my marshal for that. I'm expecting this to be backed by the spy, but if it isn't, that's totally fine with me because, like I said, I'm just transferring being down one piece for being down another. Alright, so I'll go ahead and I'll smash in here and we'll go ahead and trade generals. And of course, if he doesn't trade, then I'll take these two pieces here. But right now I am simply up a captain and down 2 scouts. So I don't like that move from him because that allows me to go down here and take this piece, which highly improbable. It's the marshal, by the way. Yeah, so I'm going to take his bluff spy there, and then I can take this lieutenant also that I scouted earlier. He probably should have just traded that, so I'll take that. So that's good. So now I'll be up a captain and a lieutenant. And then now I am totally good with trading. It would actually be beneficial for me to trade, just to get this off the board and then allow my majors to reign supreme, because both of our colonels are traded off. But yep, looks like he is just as enthusiastic to trade. So as long as I trade off majors without losing captains and lieutenants, I should be in good shape. But this is his spy. Surely it's the spy. So that's good for me. I'm going to bring my major up and probably end up trading it sometime. I don't think either of these pieces is the marshal, because if they were, then he probably would have left his colonel there. But I'll run in with my major anyway. Now that makes me a little bit more wary, so I'm just going to leave it there for now. I'm going to hit that. Sergeant, okay. Neither of these is the marshal. I'm thinking the marshal is one of these two here. Alright, trade majors, as I expected. This piece spawned next to a lieutenant, because the lieutenant was here and that was here. So this could potentially be the third major, although I would expect him to most likely have another major on this side, but maybe not. But yeah, he's going to use a scout on my major, and we're in pretty good shape here. Just need to trade off the last major and we should be good to go. Alright. I'm not sure what this piece he's coming up with is, but I'm thinking one of these two is the marshal. That's what I think. But I'd like to just get a major on this side just to guard the captain and spy, and disallow any sort of lotto or blitz by him here. So he's going to use his last scout and discover my colonel, which is obviously a insignificant piece. So I was just sitting it out there as I was. I don't think it's a good idea to scout it or waste your last scout on that. I'm just going to leave that there. Let's advance with our captain. I'll take this known sergeant if he lets me. Okay, that works. Good for me. Kind of forgot which one I was pegging as the spy. I think it's this one. Pretty sure that's the spy. But I'll come up with my marshal and we'll maybe cause some problems for him if I can. Do that. Okay, I'll do that. Alright, I'll take that. It is, oh boy, that's his major. That'll be the nail in the coffin. Especially because I know now that this is the marshal, because I've run a previous major behind, or beside, all of these pieces, and they didn't take it. So yeah, that'll be a bit rough then for him. But that'll definitely seal the deal. Next thing all I have to do, I'll just avoid his marshal here. He might hit himself on this bomb, perhaps. But I'll just come up with my major this way, and we'll skewer these pieces and trap them in between. Actually, I'll just come around this way, too. That works as well. just as easily. Take that. I'm not sure what he's bluffing here. It's obvious that this is his marshal. So if he runs away, then I'll just keep taking, because it's obvious that none of these are good pieces. Now this spawned next to the lieutenant. My general moved next to it, so it's clearly not the marshal. Could be a captain trade, or it could just be another garbage piece. Captain trade. Alright, so that'll be his last captain, and that'll definitely wrap it up if it wasn't already. But as soon as we remove his marshal from the board, we'll just be all set. Go ahead and tell him GG. Well, I can afford to lose this captain, so we'll just have a little lotto fest with it. I'll take that piece. Lieutenant, well, that's the best possible piece I could have lottoed. His marshal came from here, so he could have a corner flag, maybe. But I'll hit here anyway, just to find more bombs. I can afford to lotto, it just speeds up the game. Alright, he'll surrender. Now, I think one thing I want to point out is I would always just take a chance at lotto. Just no matter what, I would always take a chance at lotto before surrendering. So for him here, once the game is lost, running around the lake is a losing situation. You just don't have enough pieces to do that. You could run around the lake if, say, I have like one miner left, and but you should probably lotto there, and just to make sure that you can't have any sort of win in the situation. Anyway, I'll go ahead and grab the win this game. Thank you for playing, and to this guy, and then thank you all for watching, and see you guys in the next video.